What's up guys, Mark here, and since you guys liked the last video so much, we're back with more Art of Play mystery boxes. Alright, let's get into the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Okay, so like I said, we have more Art of Play mystery boxes today. Since the last video did so well, I got a couple extra things. So something cool for like 12 days. It was like a 12 days of Christmas thing. Art of Play, like if you ordered $100 or more, they sent you a free thing. I'm so pissed I missed out on it. I didn't see it till it was too late, but they had a mystery deck. Only for one day you could do it, and it was a mystery uncut sheet. I was like, that was my chance to possibly get one of the ultimate deck uncut sheets. If you guys watch the channel for a while, you know that's something I want very much. But they sent me one of my favorite decks of all time here, the Curious Wonders. So I've got like 4 of those decks, as well as I ordered a pin too. Super cool, just the Art of Play, the key pin. But yeah, so we don't have 10 this time, but we do have 8 mystery boxes. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen my first video on this, I did 10 of them. I would recommend checking that out, but you don't have to. But if you guys like this type of video, yeah, I did a video like 2 weeks ago about today. As I'm recording this, it's Christmas Day. Probably won't be out till a day or 2 after Christmas. But yeah, I'm excited about this. But the reason I say watch the other one, well, especially if you enjoy, the mystery deck videos or this video. So in my last video, I went more in depth of like the different decks they had and explaining what they were and stuff. They also sent me a sticker. Very cool. Love stickers. If you can't tell, I guess you can't. I can see quite a few of them up there. My whole wall over there is like all literally stickers. But anyway, so we have more mystery decks today. So ones I'm looking out for, like I said, if you want to hear more in-depth thing, I went on for like 10 minutes in my last video about everything you could get in mystery decks. Sorry, just doing a little thumbnail there. But yeah, so ones I'm hoping to get, if you guys remember from my last video, the 6/9 Atlantic deck. Really hoping to get that. Other decks I'm hoping to get any of the gilded, specifically the ultimate deck gilded version, or the Vertigo by Alfred Hitchcock, that gilded edition. But there's a bunch of cool decks, so yeah, let's get started and see what we get. And like I said, I would do a full intro, but I don't know, I'll just go through the decks I get. Like I said, I spent like 10 minutes in my last video talking about all the mystery decks. Very good start though. I actually was using this deck yesterday. This is the Art of Play Void If Removed, also known as the Overlook V2. So the first edition of this is green. This one is the white edition. I have both of those decks right in front there. Super cool. I bought this deck for the first time like a year ago on eBay for like $60. Very nice deck of cards. If you guys don't know, they're both like inspired by The Shining. So this one, so the other one looks the exact same, just in green. I'll put a picture to the side. But the back design on that one was the carpet from The Shining, and this is more of just the maze back edition, as it's sometimes referred to. But yeah, so this one is more of just like a white and black, and has the maze, or sorry, what's the word for it, like labyrinth or whatever from The Shining. But yeah, super cool. That one was designed by, I believe it was Dan, one of the two. But yeah, super cool. I will show you real quick, just because in case people haven't seen the other video. Super cool. We've got that Art of Play, like what do you call it, like not candle, but you know what I mean, like wax stamp. That's what I'm thinking of. Super cool. Beautiful design. So cool. I love these so much. I have one. I don't think you guys can see it. It's like back there. but one of the decks that I had multiple of, I like glued this back together and just put it on my shelf to display, just because, yeah, the packaging is chef's kiss, totally. But let's see what we get here. Okay, I have to look at this real quick. So this is the ultimate deck by Stranger and Stranger. It's a deck of art more so than any other deck ever made. And so in my last video, I was just assuming, because they had a gilded version of this, that this would be gilded. And then I opened it and it wasn't gilded. It's kind of a funny thing, because my thinking was like, you know, like gilded decks are going to be worth a lot more, but sealed decks are going to be worth a lot more. My thinking was, if the packaging is the same, it's kind of a little bit of a conundrum, because, you know, if you open it, it's worth less, but then if you open it, it's gilded, it's worth more. But then someone commented to me that they think the packaging is different for the gilded decks, and I don't see a different packaging on this, and I really want a sealed one of these. So if I do end up being able to figure out, which I don't think this one is gilded, it looks the exact same as the other one, but either way, very cool deck of cards. I've done a full review on both these decks actually, but this is one of my favorites of all time. I actually have an uncut sheet of it right back there, but this is like the coolest deck of cards. Like, it's the first deck of cards I'll show to anyone when they ask about my card collection. Is just so beautiful, the coolest deck of cards. So I definitely want a sealed one, so unless I can verify that this is gilded, this one's staying sealed. But yeah, any new decks I get in this will be opening to see what they look like. But yeah, let's get into the next deck. But yeah, either way, even if it's not gilded, which I don't think it is, it's still a super sick deck of cards. Oh wow, I don't have this one. My guy Brad Fulton designed this one. Fulton's Thunderbird room. Interesting. Let's see. Yeah, Fulton's Thunderbird room. Or Thunderbird room, excuse me. Yeah, I don't know a ton about this deck. Sorry, I switched the camera angle. I need to do this with my left hand. No, but either way, super cool. Let's open this one up. I don't think it's a new deck, but it's also a deck I've never seen before. So yeah, let's open it up and see what it is. Also, have to mention, always do when I get a Fulton deck, Brad Fulton, one of the nicest guys. He made one of my favorite decks of all time ever. It's called Milwaukee, and I'll put a picture of it to the side. I also have it up on that 12 or 13 deck display, I guess you could call it. But yeah, one of the most like creative, beautiful, like poetic decks of all time. And I told him how much I loved it, and like he shared my comment on his Instagram and a bunch of cool stuff, and he told me he would love to get coffee with me someday and for us to make it happen. So yeah, love Brad Fulton. Super cool. He works closely with Dan and Dave on a lot of projects. But yeah, let's see what this deck is about real quick. And I'm not going to be doing full reviews of any decks today. We're just going to be skimming through them for the most part. But yeah, I think I mentioned, so I got 8 decks this time instead of 10. But either way, hope you guys enjoy this video as much as everyone did the last one. And it's really interesting. Part of the reason I think my video is doing so well, I'm normally not a person that says I'm good at anything or whatever, but I think like I only saw one other person open mystery decks, and I mean, it was a good video, but mine was way more well-informed. Like, I know about pretty much every deck of cards that's going to be in here, every Art of Play deck of cards, and, you know, just, I know a lot about cards, and specifically Art of Play cards, so I think that helps for people that want to learn about the videos. But yeah, let's get into this deck. So, Tuck Case, super cool. We've got almost like an eagle with the sun, sort of like, I don't even know what you'd call that, but very interesting. And then we've got, because I would think of this, yeah, I'm not sure, maybe it's like a casino, or like, maybe that's the wrong word, I don't know, like Indian type vibe, because we've got the cactuses, and casino is probably an offensive way to put it, but you guys know what I mean. It's got like an Indian type vibe. We've got the moons and the scorpions and the cactuses, and that goes all through the inside, which I love when people go above and beyond on the decks and put something on the side lips and on the inside. So very cool start. Is a little bit of a papery tuck case. It's got some embossing on it though. Let's see here. Check out the back design first of all. Oh wow, I like that ad card a lot. So we've got the Thunderbird Room by Fulton's. Look at how sick that card is. That is insane. And then I'm assuming this is the back design. Very, very cool. 2 jokers. Got a scorpion on both of them. So sticking with the same sort of vibe. Very, very cool. And yeah, let's see if this explains what this means. It just says Fulton's Thunderbird Room. Very beautiful ace of spades there. Super, super cool. Pips indices fairly standard. Like I said, we're not going to go through every card. But yeah, pretty standard. Oh, wow. Court cards standard other than the color palette. I really, really like that. They've got sticking with the back design of like those turquoises and pinks. That is beautiful. I absolutely love that color palette. And then I really like too how they go with the pink instead of the red to match the overall like aesthetic and color of the deck. But yeah, standard pips indices, court cards standard other than the colors, but I absolutely love those. Those colors are sick. Super, super cool. I'll put more to the side if I can find out more about what this deck is, because I'm sure I'll be able to, because I believe it's already an established deck. Yeah, super cool. We'll give it a couple shuffles real quick just to see how the cards feel. Oh, interesting. That was weird. That was not on me, to be honest. Maybe it was, but those seem to have stuck a little bit together here. Let's give it, but man, yeah, I just love, like, especially that color palette is amazing. That's so cool. Wow, yeah, nice deck of cards, as well as we've got, looks like, 2-way symmetrical back design. Very, very cool. Yeah, let's give these cards a couple more shuffles here. Yeah, they're a little bit, I think it's just because maybe it's like a little bit older deck. They're a little bit stuck together at first, but after a couple shuffles, they seem to be fine. Better than fine, actually. They feel really nice. I've been practicing something. I'm probably not going to get it very well. Then, yeah, that looks dumb. You guys can hardly see it anyway. But, yeah, feels like a nice deck of cards for sure. See what the fan looks like real quick. Yeah, very interesting deck of cards. Let's do one more. Better fan. That was not better. I'm doing it from too far away. There we go. Really like that fan. Really like the back design. Like I said, it's fairly simplistic face cards and stuff, but I love that color on the court cards there. And then, yeah, the tuck case is just amazing with that stuff on the inside. Very, very cool deck of cards like this. A lot. Super, super cool. Yeah, and like I said, it's getting better. It was just the first couple shuffles. You can tell like a couple cards might be stuck together. But a lot of things can affect that. I don't believe it's the cards whatsoever. Anything with the manufacturing, it just could be sitting in humidity for a little while, or, you know, a bunch of different factors can affect that. But yeah, all in all, very nice deck of cards. Really, really like this. Yeah, feel really nice. So yeah, cool deck of cards. Let me know if this is a deck you guys want a full review on in the future. This is the first video of mine you're seeing. I typically, you know, I'll do like mail day videos and videos like this every once in a while. But typically I just review decks of cards, whether it's a new deck of cards or a deck that someone wants me to review. Interesting. Okay. I was feeling a little bad about the casino thing. But we've got the 777 there. I don't know if that's like a slots thing or if I'm still wrong. And it has the 50 feet of luck thing. So I don't know. You guys tell me. Maybe I'm completely off. but it does have a slight casino aesthetic to it as well, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. It also has an address here. I'll have to look up that address to see what it is. But yeah, very cool deck of cards. Very happy with the first 3 decks we got. The 6-9 Atlantic deck, I think I mentioned that. That's the one I want the most in this. Okay, another good deck. I have quite a few of these actually, but it is the first deck I ever got from a mystery deck that really kind of got me into mystery decks. It was like probably like my first like nice deck of cards, besides a couple like magic decks that I had got and my mom had got me. But like as far as just like artsy decks of cards, this was definitely the first one that like got me into cardistry and card collecting and all that stuff. So halfway through, we've got, sorry, I can't put it all in frame there. 4 down, 4 to go. Let's see what's next. Come on, 6-9 Atlantic deck. That's, I don't care what else I get as long as I get one of those. Oh wow, another. We have a ton of these decks now. It's crazy. I was telling someone today that like when these first came out last year, and they're like, I got a bunch of mystery decks last year and they're really hard to get in them, that I paid like $60 on eBay for this deck, and now I've got like 5 of them. Well, 4 because it, never mind. But either way, I have quite a few of these decks, and I haven't really paid for any of them. I guess I paid for a mystery deck or 2 mystery decks that have had them in it, but either way, super cool. We've got the Fantasy Playing Cards by William Stout. He's done the dinosaur playing cards in the past with Art of Play. Very cool, like whimsical, sort of like, yeah, I guess like fantasy, like dream sort of deck of cards. Very cool, fun, almost like a kid's like design. I mean, it is super, super cool, but also something I think kids would really like. But yeah, sort of just obviously hence the name, like the fantasy vibe. But yeah, very, very cool deck of cards. Yeah, like that a lot. Let's see, 2 to go. Alright, here, let's see. Got 2 more. Oh, wow, is this another one of, I think it's a white. Wow, jeez. 2 Overlook V2s in this. Very interesting. If this next deck isn't anything crazy, we might have to open one of the Overlooks just because I want to open a couple decks of cards in this. But yeah, last deck. Let's see. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was like, man, thank you. I'm so happy to get this deck. This is, you know, these are all great decks of cards. Like this is like a $30 deck of cards. I got 2 of them. This is like a $25 deck of cards. I got 2 of them. But yeah, this is the deck I've really, really wanted, and I'm so happy that we got that. So, alright, let's get into this deck real quick. So, I'm so psyched. I actually, because, and I don't recommend anyone doing this because like it didn't even work for me, but I had told the people, or message the people at 6-9 Atlantic, because people will send me cards and stuff. I was like, I love your guys' cards. Like I would even like pay for them. Is there any way I can get one? And I hadn't heard back from. Not surprised because it's a mystery deck exclusive, but I'm so psyched to have this deck of cards in my collection. And it's funny because like looking at it like after my last video, and I was like saying at the beginning all the decks I wanted, they were either gilded decks or like really simplistic decks. And the simplistic decks, I got most of them. But it's funny, like I like crazy decks of cards, but I have so many of them that like I feel like I'm drawn towards more simplistic decks of cards now. So 6-9 Atlantic Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. So yeah, I need to grab a knife to open these. But before we do that, so a little bit about this. So Art of Play had a store in California that closed down, and then they opened up a store on 6-9 Atlantic, and this is their house deck of cards. So they have a store there, and then I believe it's Friday and Saturday nights in Brooklyn, Atlantic Avenue, obviously Brooklyn, New York. They have this, it's from what I gather, it's like comedy club, but for magic. So people will come and perform magic, and you can buy tickets and go to the shows. I assume get drinks and, you know, check out the Art of Play store. And that's definitely a bucket list thing. I was just talking about it. Hopefully this summer, or, you know, this spring even. I went to New York a long time ago. I don't know, maybe like 8 years ago, and it was so cool. And I always wanted to make a trip back there. And then when I saw this store, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go there. But yeah, so this is the mystery decks. Like, a lot of these decks, like, yeah, it might be expensive, but you can find an Overlook deck. You can find a Curious Wonders deck. Still interested to see if this is gilded. If it is, you can't find it anywhere, but I'm going to do research on that before opening it, because I don't know, because I want a sealed one of these if it is just a regular one, because I don't need 3 open decks of these. And I'm pretty sure it's just the regular one by the packaging. But yeah, printed in China. I believe that's where the last one was printed. Yes. So I believe this is just the regular, but either way, most of these decks, so these ones and these ones, I've done videos on. So all but 2, which this is going to be a full review coming up soon. We're still going to look at it because, like, honestly, that's the deck I wanted the most out of all of these. Secondly, I was hoping for a couple, or even just one gilded. The Vertigo cards are so fucking cool. Those are sweet. And then also, yeah, the Stranger and Stranger Ultimate deck, that gilded version. But yeah, I'll put some pictures to the side so you guys can get a better idea. But yeah, this is their house deck. You can see the little Art of Play at the bottom. So it's like Art of Play's, like, I don't know what you call it, magic store, like comedy store, but for magic. Sorry, trying to get this to focus. So yeah, Art of Play on the back, very simplistic design. It's got, I believe, like a gold foil around it. I'm so psyched to have this. So yeah, like, I'm sorry, I'm so excited that I got this one. I was worried I wasn't getting it. But yeah, so like I said, it's their house deck. So if you go there and perform magic, this is the deck you're going to use. I assume if you go there, they have this deck of cards for sale at the bar, you know, whatever. Not 100% sure on that, but this is like the first real release online where you can buy it. And I'll see if it's on sale on eBay or XDex or anything yet. I'll put the price to the side if it is. But yeah, need to grab a knife to keep this seal nice, because I'm not just ripping this off. This is the deck of cards I wanted the most. And the first 17 mystery decks I opened, I didn't get it, and the 18th one I did. So I'm so happy about that. So yeah, I'll be right back, and then we'll get into this deck of cards. And like I said, I'm going to do a full review on this too. So as much as I want to get really in depth with this, I know that, like, this is going to be one of the decks that they have a decent amount of in the mystery decks, which is another reason because I've seen a couple people that got like 4 mystery decks on Reddit, and this was one of them. I was like, man, seriously? But yeah, I'm so happy about that. So yeah, I will be doing a full review on this soon. But yeah, I'll be right back, and then we will get into this deck of cards. I'm so psyched about that. Okay, so we are back. I gotta leave for work in like 15 minutes, but wanted to finish this video up. So the first part I made last night. So going over the decks I got that you guys just saw, very happy with everything I got. I think I got 2 of the Overlook V2s, which like a year ago I paid $60 for one of those. I have one right here. It's like my daily use deck now that I have multiple of them. It's super cool. I was right about the Thunderbird room cards. It is a casino sort of vibe to it. I'll put more info on the side there. So I was right about that for some reason. I was like, what if it's not Indian or whatever? Before we get in, so I figured out 99% sure the ultimate deck is not the gilded version. I have a full video of this deck. I highly recommend checking that out. I'm going to show it to you guys just super quick, because it is like the coolest deck of all time, as I've mentioned multiple times. And then the deck I've been hoping for, out of the 18 decks I ordered, this is the one I wanted the most, and I got it with my last pick. and we're just going to skim through this slightly because this is going to be my next full review, because I assume a lot of people will be looking it up. But before that, so after the 6'9" Atlantic video, I just want to give you guys a sneak peek here. So I've been talking about this for almost a year, the Lamouche Once Upon a Fly, I believe it's what it's called. It's the Lamouche Blanche edition, I believe. Yeah, edition Blanche. They had two different editions. Super cool. It's a French deck of cards. It is so beautiful. We're going to do a full video on this, but I'm just so psyched that it finally made it. Like I said, I've been waiting like a year for this deck. It's supposed to come in September, and another really cool thing, and this is like the only deck of its kind. I mean, you can just get it if you did that Kickstarter project. And the reason it took a while is because the first set of cards, like so you see I have this other one without a tuck case, and who she originally printed the cards with, a super nice lady, I forget her name, I'll put her info on the side there. But yeah, so the deck didn't turn out the colors she wanted, and so she had all these extra decks. Like the tuck cases were fine, but the decks weren't what they wanted, and so I talked her in to sending me one of the faulty decks too. So this is probably one of only a few in the world, honestly, and I think it'll be really interesting when we review this deck. Honestly, it's just such a beautiful deck. I'm gonna make this quick. We'll get into it when we get into it, but yeah. So there was a faulty deck, and I told her, I was like, hey, I have a YouTube channel. I think it would be really interesting to show, you know, like problems that can come across with making cards and stuff. So yeah, super happy about that. So that'll make for a really fun video. Obviously, this is going to be the main one we review, but then I also want to get into like the differences and stuff. And oh, that's awesome. She sent me some thank you stickers as well. That's so cool. But yeah, we're going to save that for, like I said, probably not the next video, because I know a lot of people are going to be searching up the 6'9" Atlantic deck. Earlier, I already went into, you know, what this deck is and everything. But yeah, so look forward to this in the future. And then, so real quick, I'm going to, as long as I have time here, going to show you guys just a tiny bit of the Stranger and Stranger deck, the Ultimate deck by Stranger and Stranger and Art of Play. I have a couple of them open, and it's interesting. So the first one I got like a year ago was made in US, and this one is made in China, same as the other one I got. So now I have both of them on my shelf because they're technically different, but it doesn't say like V2 or V3 or anything. These decks are probably a little bit out of order, but I just wanted to show you guys very quickly because this is, like I said, one of the most beautiful decks of all time. And like I said, if you like this deck, I did a full-length review on it. And if there's any of these decks you guys see from these videos that you want reviews on, just let me know. So I'm just going to skim through some of these. So different artists did each card. So you can see, can't really see it on that one. Sometimes they're kind of hidden, but the artist has a signature for each card. And like I said, did a full in-depth review on this. It's one of, if not the most beautiful deck of all time. Whenever I show someone my collection, like this is the first deck they want to see. And, you know, I've spent hours looking through it. You can always find different stuff in it, and yeah, people love it. It's so cool. But yeah, just it is. I mean, a lot of the decks I have are, but this is like the definition of a deck of art. So yeah, just gonna go through some of the cards very quickly here. Like I said, because I did a full review. This one might be my favorite just because it's simplistic, and a lot of them are very crazy, but look at that, just such a beautiful card. Yeah, and they always integrate, like sometimes it won't even have like a number on it, like it'll be slightly different. So obviously like not a deck for playing a game of cards with, but yeah, it's insane. So cool. So we're just gonna skim through these really quickly, just to give you guys an idea. Some of them might be upside down. But like I said, if you want to know more about this deck, there's lots of reviews out there. But being biased, I would suggest looking up my video. I'll try and put it at the end of the video, which I want to put the other Art of Play mystery deck, but I think I should be able to put 2 decks at the end, so that'll be linked at the very end of the video. But yeah, just like I said, a deck of art. It is absolutely insane. This one, super cool. King of Hearts there. Yeah, like I said, just going through this real quickly. There's, like I said, did a full analysis and review on this. Like this, I love. So the die, this is the 10 of Hearts. You got a 4, a 5, and a 1 to equal 10. So just, yeah, really interesting, beautiful deck of cards. This was like the deck of cards that Dan and Dave, like, it kind of like went viral back in the day. And this is like almost like what started their playing card making. I could be wrong, but I know it was one of the first ones. And it is, yeah, just one of the most beautiful decks. I'm sure I missed a lot of details, but I just wanted to show that deck of cards to you guys really quick. But yeah, so beautiful. Like I said, I'll link it at the end of the video if you guys are interested. If you're a card collector, this is one deck that I recommend to everyone. And one of my goals is to get an uncut sheet of this. And because I've got an uncut sheet there of this deck right here, which I actually just got 2 of in the Art of Play mystery decks. But yeah, so cool. But yeah, like I said, only have a few minutes here, but that's fine because I want to do a full in-depth review on this. But so simplistic, the 6-9 Atlantic. If you're wondering the name, that's where it's located. The address 6-9 Atlantic in Brooklyn, New York. Very cool tuck case with the key there. We've got the 6-9 Atlantic, the playing cards, souvenir playing cards. Yeah, 6-9 Atlantic Avenue. But yeah, so like I said, it's like, this is like their house deck. It's like a comedy store, but for Magic, basically. And then it's also attached to the new Art of Play store. If you're wondering, they used to have an Art of Play store in California, and that shut down, which I always wanted to go to that. But now they have one attached to this. So one of my dreams is to hopefully sometime this year go to New York. I love New York. And then as well, you know, just go and yeah, go to the Art of Play store and see a show or two, you know, while I'm there. That would be so cool. Maybe even get a deck of these signed by some of the magicians if I'm lucky enough. But yeah, ad cards here. Art of Play presents World Class Sleight of Hand, Friday and Saturday evening, 6-9 Atlantic Avenue. So yeah, they have shows every Friday and Saturday, but the Art of Play store, which is attached to it, is open, I believe, like 6 days a week. So it's like, you know, if you're going to a show at 7, I would suggest, you know, going an hour early. Check out the Art of Play store. They have so much cool stuff there. Definitely a bucket list thing for me. And it's definitely a little more of a simplistic deck, which I say I like. And keep in mind, this deck is, you know, it's their house deck. It's the deck they're going to use for Magic. So it can't be like super crazy. Because for Magic, you want a pretty standard deck of cards. Pips and indices, pretty standard. Font might be slightly different. And then we've got sort of that goldish, like eggshell sort of color there. But yeah, I love this deck. This is so cool. But yeah, like I said, keep in mind they couldn't go too crazy with it because, you know, being used for Magic, you want a deck of cards that doesn't confuse people or, you know, make them wonder or take their eyes off of the tricks. Court cards, pretty standard. I really like the color palette though. And you can see like the back color there is very similar to what's on here. Oh, that's really cool. Interesting. So we started with the diamonds. I didn't even notice that. That's really interesting. And then here's the Ace of Spades. I don't know if I've ever seen a deck start with the diamonds first. That's really interesting. But yeah, we'll just skim through these quickly. As I said, I'll be doing a full review on this very, very soon, as well as the Lamouche playing cards, which I've been waiting such a long time for. You guys are going to love that video. And so am I. It looks so, so cool. But yeah, like I said, pretty standard. It's very beautiful, though. Love this deck. Yeah, this was the one I wanted the most by far. Yeah, like I said, though, pretty standard pips, indices, core cards other than the color palette. But that's what you have to have for a house deck. I almost feel like the indices and pips are a little bit smaller. But yeah, very like slick, almost like a fancy like black ties sort of vibe to it. It is, yeah, I love it. Like I said, I've grown to, like, I love, like, you know, the deck I showed you, the ultimate deck by Dan and Dave and Stranger, but something about simplistic decks lately I really, really like. And then we've got the 6-9 Atlantic, BK for Brooklyn, and then the NY for New York. Oh, that's really cool. So you flip it over and it's the same because it's a 6 and 9. So you flip it over and it's the same. Two-way symmetrical back design, which again, for a deck of cards for Magic, you kind of have to have that. But it's got that gold foiling on it with that black and that eggshellish tan. It is so beautiful. I love this. I'm interested to see how these cards feel. I don't know who printed these decks. I mean, obviously Art of Play, but I'm not sure who they used to print these. But yeah, I'll put their info on the side as well, like their Instagram, stuff like that. A couple pictures just to give you guys an idea of what it's like. But yeah, very, very beautiful deck of cards. Yeah, super, super cool. Let's see how they feel a little bit here. But yeah, I don't know why. I just like the whole idea of like the house deck, and it's almost like, I don't know, the inside looks kind of like speakeasy sort of thing, like comedy club type vibe. And yeah, it's just so, so beautiful. Cards feel really nice, which obviously, you know, it's got to be a good feeling deck of cards for people doing Magic. But also, like, I like how it's cool, but still, like, as I keep saying, like a deck that's used for Magic, you know, you can't have it too crazy to take the eyes off things. But just the black and the gold is just chef's kiss. I love it. It's so cool. So yeah, I assume if you go to the store, you can buy a deck of these being the house deck, and then I assume these are the decks that magicians use there. But yeah, they have some really cool stuff. If I think of it too, I'll put a couple of pictures of their schedule up, like to show you guys what sort of things they do. But yeah, I love this deck. Super, super happy I ended up getting this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I got a bunch of cool decks, but I would have been slightly disappointed if I didn't get this one. Fan looks really, really nice. But yeah, this deck for sure, but any decks you guys saw in this video or the last video that you want full in-depth reviews on, because I go like into all the details, you know, if you're new to the channel. Rated out of 50, I have 5 different categories: the price, the feel, the back design, the pips, indices / face cards, and the tuck case. And so yeah, you know, not to brag, but I mean, I have a lot of cards. I research a lot about cards, so I know a lot about cards. So if you guys want, like, you know, like I said, if you're new to the channel and want really in-depth reviews on decks of cards, let me know if there's a certain one. If I have it, I'll review it. If I don't have it, I will get it and review it. But as you can see from down there, up there, all the way up there, there's even more up above there. I have a bunch of cards. But yeah, specifically like some of the new ones from the Art of Play mystery decks, I think people will definitely want reviews on. So yeah, let me know, yeah, what decks you want me to review, and I will 100% do that for you guys. But yeah, this deck feels super, super nice. Sorry, I've been trying to practice this thing. And of course, anytime I'm on camera, I seem to mess it up. It's supposed to be like that, but faster. Anyway, that went bad. But yeah, super springy, not too slippery. I can see how this would be a perfect deck for Magic. Because yeah, it's springy, moves well, but it's not like, you know, falling out of your hands or anything. It's definitely a really, really nice deck of cards. I really, really like it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you're just seeing this one and enjoyed it, I did a full nother review on Art of Play. Messed that up. I did a 10 decks instead of 8 just over a week ago, maybe like 10 days ago. And yeah, it's my highest viewed video, not going by shorts obviously, but this regular video, it's my highest viewed video, and it got up to that in like a week. So I really appreciate all of you guys for watching, all the nice comments. Art of Play commented something super nice on it. That was awesome. But yeah, so let me know if you guys enjoyed this video, what decks you got, if any of you guys got mystery decks, and what decks you want in-depth full reviews on. I'll be happy to do that for as many or any of the decks you guys want. Yeah, so that's what the last couple of videos have been, a little bit different. But yeah, typically I pick a deck of cards and review it, whether it's a new deck that just came out, or a deck that someone requests, or a deck I think's cool, or a deck I get sent. I just do like full in-depth reviews. But yeah, that's about it for the mystery decks. Very happy with what we got. So I said this will probably be the next video, and then the Lamouche playing cards, which I'm so psyched about. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope everyone had a good Christmas. Please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.